are the consequence of Musharraf's pro-United States policy. Therefore, there was a shift away from Musharraf, and Musharraf and his allies were seen as the major cause of the problems of the people. Therefore, the pro-Musharraf party or PMLQ just got 38 seats in the National Assembly. Previously, it was ruling for 5 years, but this time it got 38 seats in the National Assembly and in the province of Punjab, the largest province, where it had comfortable majority in the provincial assembly in the last elections, and it ruled for 5 years. It only got 66 seats, which means it became third party rather than the first party in the present day election. The second interpretation would be that People's Party emerged as the largest party because it got the highest number of seats in the National Assembly. It got 87 seats. It's the leading number one party at the moment in the National Assembly. In Sindh, it is in position to form a government of its own, but it is going for a coalition government there. In Punjab, it became number two by getting 78 seats, so it increased its seats everywhere. In all four provinces, it increased its seats. It's because of effective mobilization and anger that had been built amongst its supporters, amongst its voter, mainly because of the assassination of Benazir Bhutto. So there was some sympathy vote as well, because the supporters had reservations in how the government interpreted the assassination of Benazir Bhutto, and most of these people thought that some elements in the intelligence agencies were involved in her assassination, although no concrete evidence was available. But your voting behavior is often affected by perceptions of the reality rather than the reality itself. Then another important development was that Pakistan Muslim League of Nawaz Sharif also demonstrated its popular clout. It has become the single largest party at the national level with 68 seats. But more important than this is that in the Punjab Provincial Assembly, it has become the largest political party, whereas in the past, at the National Assembly level, it was number 4 party in the 2002 election. So there has been a major resurgence of this party in Punjab, especially from north to central Punjab. This party was kind of having a pro-Nawaz Sharif wave in that region. And it seems that when the coalition government is established in Punjab, the chief minister would come from this Nawaz League political party. And another important trend is that the Islamic political parties lost badly in this election. And their position now is very similar, maybe slightly better than what it used to be before 2002. Now, in 2002, the religious coalition had, MMA had about 50 members sitting in the National Assembly of Pakistan, in the lower house of the parliament. About 50 people were sitting. And now they just have 3 members in the National Parliament lower house, in the National Assembly. In the frontier province, MMA, or the religious Islamic political parties, had a comfortable majority. They ruled that province for 5 years. And now, 2008 elections, they just have 9 members sitting in the frontier provincial assembly. And they got 2 or 3 seats in Punjab and elsewhere. So they have been moved back to the position which they had in the past. Maybe 1 or 2 seats are there. And there are reasons why this has happened, but if this issue is raised in the question and answer session, then I can get into what happened, why they performed in 2002 and now they are not performing. And this vote in the frontier province has moved from the Islamic political parties to secular and left of the center political parties. The major beneficiary is secular Pashtun nationalist political party, that is ANP or Awami National Party. A Pashtun nationalist party, a secular party. Second largest party is the People's Party in that province. So it's very likely that ANP, secular Pashtun nationalist party, plus PPP, People's Party, with the support of some independent and others, they will form a coalition government. So you have a major swing in the frontier province from Islamic groups to the political parties which are center-left. And one of them is a nationalist political party. Then another regional party, MQM, in the Sindh province, it only performed in that province. It tried its best to make its presence felt in other provinces. It fielded over 200 candidates in province of Punjab, and it did not get any seat anywhere in Pakistan except in urban centers of Sindh and some urban-rural mixed areas. So it retains the position it had in the past in the province of Sindh, but the PPP is in a position to form its own government in Sindh, but they will form a coalition government in Sindh, pulling together some other elements in the Sindh province. So this is, in a way, a major change in Pakistan, and this could be described as a triumph of the political forces, the civilian forces, the democratic political forces. And as I said earlier, this also reflects a sense of confidence in the civilian political forces. They have been able to translate the confidence which they demonstrated in 2007 into a concrete change in Pakistan. But then there are also problems.